Okay, so my video ran out of storage. I just want to document on video in this specific environment, which is impossible to coexist with being over the Upland Public Library at 450 North Euclid Avenue at 10:14 in the morning, at 8:22 in the morning, where the entity is maintaining this light source to the end of the day. And I want you to see this because this is where it's going to remain at 10:14 in the morning. As I've already documented, I've already captured video of this. So like I said, the state of California is already facing a prosecution. This is serving for what every policy that I advocate, the federal government is going to support it. Okay, I'm letting you know about what's happening because I'm showing you what is substantiated through the threat that is posed to the government that is committed to engaging in this. And upon being exposed, the government demonstrated that it is a threat to American citizens for continuously engaging in it. They know everything that's being exposed by it while they are keeping that person under surveillance, and they, throughout the entirety, let me be clear, engaging in kidnapping, engaging in criminally defaming, engaging in what is the unlawful deprivation of your personal information, and then abusing your position in the courts while they're facilitating that same criminal system and engaging in what is psychotic methods of ongoing stalking in helicopters, following obsessively any and every place, which is exactly what the entity is doing today in 2024. What the entity was doing in 2018, this is the ongoing criminal act of an entire entity. And that's, again, why Thomas Garza is going to be found liable civilly and criminally. That is the state of California that engaged in what is unlawfully avoiding, service of process in order that the entity would silence me. You're not accidentally or ignorantly or making some minor oversight with regard to the denial of a basic fundamental right. This is talking about service of process. You are certainly engaging in the P.O.C. where the light source at 12:47 p.m., where that light source is going to remain right here over me in Los Angeles, outside of this window where I'm facing east at the hillside, where the sunrise is present at 12:47. It's still here over my apartment, which I've already documented as well. That's how you know what Thomas Garza is. First of all, his condition. Group stalkers are the specific condition. This is a demonic agenda in the U.S. Okay? And I'm only keeping it limited. Of course, the demonic is not limited to some physical jurisdiction, but I'm only keeping it here because this is where I'm in this country. I'm in California, so I'm going to mind my business, if you will. Okay? This is the demonic agenda in the U.S. And you are engaging in this demonic conduct, which is criminal conduct acted out by a government. This is what the U.S. is engaging in. This is what's happening in the state of California. Okay, and I want to be clear. It is serving to substantiate federal policies and the punishment of those government actors and that entity that practices this system, which is intolerable. It is not only demonic and wicked and twisted and psychotic, it's criminal. It is criminal. This is criminal surveillance serving a demonic agenda. Okay, it is 8:05 a.m. and like I stated, at 8:22 a.m. where I'm at 450 North Euclid Avenue, this sunlight is never coexisting with being over me while I'm standing beside the roof of the building of 450 North Euclid Avenue. That is a matter of what is scientific. That's a matter of, that's not rocket science. This is common sense. While I'm at the hillside, there's no sun that's hovering over me at my head, and while I'm standing at that library at 8:22 in the morning. We don't have to debate about that, and there is no scientific scientific expert that's going to get on the stand and state anything other than what I just told you. It's never happening. By the way, it's not just this day. I go down even to that level of detail so you can get a vivid illustration of what is under no circumstances going to be established as the natural environment, which is the evidence that surrounds the criminal system underway by a government. Okay? It's appearing in plain sight. It's very demonic, highly deceptive, which is the form, by the way, that demonic activity is taking. It's becoming more and more deceptive. Okay, so I want to be clear. This is relevant to the federal prosecution. There is no natural environment where I'm standing at 450 North Euclid Avenue 15 minutes from now. It's remaining right here at 12:47 p.m. There is no sun during daylight savings time at 12:47 over the San Bernardino Superior Court at 245 Arrowhead Avenue in San Bernardino, California, speaking to the criminal system that Thomas Garza was criminally facilitating while sitting in a position that he is unfit to hold and abusing that position while facilitating this pattern of conduct. He is responsible for every act of kidnapping. He is responsible for every theft suffered by this entity. He is responsible for the homelessness that I suffer because this entity engaging in what is workplace terrorism, harassment, and sexual violence. The people of the state are your employer. The people of the state fill the human resources department. The people of the state are the ones that are unlawfully releasing you from your employment while they are targeting you. The people of the state are then still stalking you while you're sleeping on the streets outside, including that state, in helicopters. and then trying to use that economic stature that they are responsible for and reasonably responsible for, holding it against you like you're so unimportant, nobody's going to stalk you because you're homeless. Let me be clear, those are coming out of the lying mouths of demon-possessed group stalkers, including those wearing badges. And that's well documented. And they're going to federal prison for that. Understand the malice, understand the level of deception that is at work right now. There is no sun that's going to be over the Upland Public Library at 450 North Euclid Avenue, ever. No sunlight ever, contrary to what I just captured, what you just saw. Because the entity keeps it in my apartment, keeps it over my head, keeps it in my office, keeps it over my office all day long. All day long. Sunrise facing the east, sunset facing the west. That is not the natural environment. It is within the pattern of conduct where the entity I showed you, this is my person here. The entity engaged in the demonic conduct of keeping the target individual as the center of the universe, no matter where you go. Sunrise, light source remains over you all day long, sunset. And I remain here. This is the sunrise, and this is the sunset. This is what's going on in my apartment. This is the sunrise, and there is the sunset. And I've also documented the entity engaging what is keeping the moon over my apartment outside of this window. I documented it outside of that window on more than one occasion, heavily documented in an entirely different region. Sunrise, sunset, even the moon at nightfall, being the center of the universe where the entity, by the way, that's a definition of being targeted. It is going to be revealed through the environment and the stalking conduct of the state. What's the hallmark? The entity is always stalking in helicopters. These demons engage in what is a spectacular method of terrorizing the targeted individual, stalking in helicopters. This is the entity, that's what the entity was doing this at 6:51 a.m. and that's what I want to document on video. All right, it is currently 8:08 a.m. I will upload so that you can remember by matter of video documentation, but you're looking at it side to side where I'm showing you a screen recording so you can look at that video while you're looking at what Satan is aiming inside of my apartment and Satan is surrounding. This is the demon-possessed population who are currently in custody of minor children. You're talking about cleansing a population, meaning removing those minor children. Susanna Martinez and her cousin engaging in group stalking under the sunset that was aimed through my apartment. They all jointly are aware of everything that I am stating as I stated. This population is focused on me, keeping me under surveillance. It is also evidenced in the environment. There is no ignorance. There is no coincidence. There is no absence of any sort of knowledge. It is, let me be clear, that is conclusively shown and illustrated through the environment, by the way. You can't even reasonably contend, oh, they don't know what you're talking about when you're looking at the fake sun and the engineer light above your head. The demons know exactly where I'm at and what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. And that is speaking to the sex offender that wants to, at the moment that your panties are down, amplify audible activity. So understand the predatory mindset. Understand the pervert behind that mindset. Okay? So it is currently, again, 8:09 a.m. and this is P.O.C.